On this episode of Flea Market Rescue, we're going to take this plain Jane table and make it farmhouse fabulous. So a little while back, my mom brought over this table.
Okay, so as you remember, my mom picked up this table here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the glass off of this and we're going to paint this white. It is going to be super cute, and after I get done, we're going to take the caster wheels that I got on eBay and we're going to put them on the bottom and make this even more adorable. Okay, so right now let's go ahead and get our screwdriver and we'll get these screws out of here and take that glass off so we can paint it white. I took all the screws off, and so now it's just plexiglass. So let's get rid of that. And then also, let's take the hardware off too. What I'm going to do is, because we took the screws out, these are raised up a little. I'm just going to hand sand that just a little bit and fill these holes. I have this plastic wood. I've used this before, and this is really good. It's like a putty. So you just take a small amount and stick it in the hole. We'll sand that later. Okay, so I'm just gonna sand this a little bit, just over the putty that we did, just to make it nice and smooth, and then we're gonna paint this a beautiful white.
Normally I would take the drawers out. However, with this table, I just thought it'd be better if I left this drawer in.
So we bought caster wheels, and now we're attempting to drill a hole to put the caster wheel in. Okay, try the caster wheel, see if it works. No, just a little bit more. Oh, you got it. Perfect. And then we're just going to use like some Gorilla Glue and glue that inside so that they fit perfectly. Okay.
I bought this image on Etsy for my silhouette. I think it's so cute. Fresh produce, farmer's market. I'm going to leave a link in the description below just in case you might want to purchase one yourself. I have one of the first silhouettes that came out, so there's a lot better versions of it. I tried to do a large print on this because this is a larger table, and as you can see, it was an epic fail. Anyway, I ended up doing these in smaller sections so it was a little more manageable. Then from clear contact paper, I cut out these stripes. And with this black paint, you want to pounce the stencil. Geez, I sound like a woodpecker. Almost finished. And voila! Once that stencil dries up, I'm going to go ahead and do the top part of it just to finish it up. Now you're going to want to smooth down the stencil so that you can pull the transfer paper off. I usually use a credit card or, in this case, my Stubbs reward card. Gently start pulling off that transfer tape. Some of the little inside pieces of the letters will start coming out, so you just got to be really careful with them. For the transfer tape, I used clear contact paper, and for the stencil, I used black contact paper. Hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. You should have seen what I had to open a can of beans with yesterday. Anyway, you're going to want to finish taking off all that transfer tape to expose the stencil, and then we can get to painting. Again, you're going to want to be careful with those little pieces in the middle of the letters. Just make sure that those don't come off. It can be a little tedious, but you can do it. Okay, now you're going to want to make sure that stencil is down really good so no paint leaks underneath there when we're pouncing it. I can see that I have an air bubble in here, but it doesn't really matter because we just need to focus on the pieces that are cut out because that's where the paint's going to go. That's not going to have any issue on our design at all. I'm taking the lid of this black paint and just kind of dipping my brush in it so that we can stencil this. Continue down, do all the letters until the entire stencil is done. Now's the fun part. We get to take off this stencil and see what's underneath. As you may notice, some of the inside pieces of the letters are still staying in, so that we're going to go ahead and have to try to, just pick out. So I'm going to take a piece of fine grit sandpaper, 220, and I'm just going to go over this to make it not as dark, like a little faded, and I think it's going to look really good, and let's go ahead and go through the process. Okay, so like where there's a little that went over, we're just going to kind of sand that a little to get rid of it. Good. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and work on this a little too. We just want to make it not so prominent.
make it a little more faded, like it's aged. And not so perfect. Want to distress it a little. We're going to go over, like, look at this R. Let's go ahead and kind of distress that a little too. Nice. See? And we'll do the same thing with the F a little bit. Not too much. We don't want to rub the whole letter away. Just want to kind of scrape it up a little. Like it's an old sign. The ones that are a little more blotchy, like this right here, we're going to go over a little bit more. Okay, and same with this one. Right here, it's a little blotchy. Here, a little blotchy. Perfect. Put that away. It's looking really nice. You just want to make it like it's an old sign. You don't want it exactly perfect. Little. Oops, sorry. So it's getting a little distressed, and that's exactly what I want to do. And same with the farm animals. We're just going to do just a little bit. Just to rough them up a little. You don't want them exactly perfect. Just a little distressed. Ooh, I found another little piece of, little piggy there. There we go. Little piece of vinyl. Okay. This is not making the table dirty, it's just the dust from the, we found another piece of vinyl here too. Ow. That went right underneath my nail. Ouch. I'm just going to finish doing that. Roughing up spots here. We just want to get rid of that, so we're going to sand that. And we're going to go over the letters to distress them a bit. And it's going to look really cute. Okay, so once I'm done distressing, I'll show you the whole table and what the letters look like. I'm just going to finish this up here. Okay, so we are going to take some of the paint that we use, the exact same paint that we use to paint this, and just kind of, we're going to go right over that just to kind of make it so it's not so fuzzy. And as you see, it kind of just bled underneath here, so you don't even see that there was a second line. We want to make that more visible again too. And again, just try to keep a steady hand and go all the way down. And that's how you clean it up. If it bled,
You can easily just clean it up by taking some of the same paint that you used and just going over the sides so it's not all bubbled. Same with the middle. If the middle blobbed too much in the middle, just take your paint and go right down the middle. And as you can see, this is really just making this look a little more cohesive. Okay, so you get the gist of what we're doing here. Just kind of cleaning up those lines a little, and it's gonna look beautiful. Now we're gonna finish by putting this super cute hardware that I got at Hobby Lobby on. We have 2 knobs and we're gonna put them on the front of the drawer. It's gonna make it look so cute. And there you have it. One adorable table with super cute knobs. Put a basket underneath.
And that is how you take one plain Jane table and turn it into something farmhouse fabulous. If you like this episode of Flea Market Rescue and you want to see more episodes like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell. I'm Kelly Sherry, and this has been Flea Market Rescue.